Good evening, everybody. Hope you're all having a great Saturday. We've had some great bench time here today, so that's been a lot of fun. It really has. It's been a blast. So I really kind of haven't. I've been really like tuning everything out, just taking my mind off of life stuff, and just focus on getting some quality bench time in here. Um, I like to call it wrenching. But something that just kind of clicked on me here that I'm getting ready to make a part. A couple people have asked me how I make some of the stuff and what materials I use to make those things. And then people, assume that it's like some expensive tooling. I'm going to show you right now what I do, um, or what tools I use and what materials I use, and it's really simple. It's just some tinkering. So um, we'll flip this camera around right after this intro, and we'll show you what we're working on. Be right back. All right, so we're here at the bench. Kind of got some of the hand tools out here that I normally use when I make this stuff. So what we've got here is this is one of my roll cages. This is all brass. This is in an A-body Mopar, and I'm kind of finishing up some of the details of this interior so that I can drive this thing home. So one of the big things here is the dash in this case is going to go in last because of all the bars. And before I go putting the seat in there, I want to put a lever for the parachute launch. And then I'm going to run the line down the cage bars and then poke the hole in there. So then from there I can glue the seat in, I can glue the dash and the steering wheel and all that stuff in, and then this is complete. So one of the things I get asked a lot is, okay, what do you make the levers out of? I use just some scrap aluminum is what I use, and I'll tell you why. The amount of work that you're going to put into making this part is going to be the same whether you use this thin aluminum or styrene. If you try and print these handles, and if they're to somewhat of scale, they're very brittle, and so I don't even like printing the handles. I've tried it. It's kind of a pain in the butt. So it takes roughly, I figure it's going to take about 30-40 minutes to make this, and you can do it out of styrene, but I've found that styrene will move around and sometimes curl up. So I generally like to do it out of aluminum, and then that way there you can just kind of sand and scuff and kind of polish the part as metal would be, and just leave it raw. So let me set this camera down and I'll show you what we're gonna do here. Alrighty, so we've got our piece. So what we're gonna do here is we're just gonna kind of do some reference points here where we're gonna put our holes. And then I'm gonna put a couple holes in the end, kind of give it some design, and then I'll kind of draw the outline here, what I'm looking to do, just so I have like an idea of what I'm trying to make here. It's nothing fancy, as you can see here. So I basically put some marks on here. I'm going to make a little pull lever, and I'm going to drill the holes first, and you're going to use this piece. Basically your hands can hold it when you're long, so we'll put some holes in it, And basically what we use here is we just use our little pin vise. This here is the Display one, but there's tons and tons of different pin vices out there on the market. You can get these bits come with the Display, but you can get the bits on Amazon and other people's sites. Like VCG Resin sells a pack of those bits for under $10. So really good bargain. Just be careful with the bits because they are brittle and small, and just take your time. So we're going to start by drilling holes, and then we'll start cutting, and I'll show you what tools we use here. It doesn't take much, a little bit of pressure, and you can get right through there really easy. So now we've got our holes poked in this guy, and we're gonna use the nippers. I bought these. They're a bigger, bulkier nipper, and with this thinner gauge of aluminum, this was just some scrap that I cut. We can literally nip the scraps right away, and we can get it somewhat close to our line, and then from there we're going to get into I have a bunch of different files that I use. You can see they're getting kind of worn out, and then I've got like some diamond impregnated style ones. They're not real diamonds. These are just some cheapies that you can get off of Amazon, and sometimes even Harbor Freight had these things. And then some sanding pads, a couple different grits, and of course, you know, my handy dandy Dremel with a sander on it. So let's get to chopping and sanding, and we'll show you where we're at. Threw that in there to make sure I wasn't making you fall asleep. So what I'm doing here is gently just filing it. You got to remember, this stuff is very thin, so you could easily bend it. Just take your time. You'll whittle it out. We cut most of the material out of the way, and you can just use these files to kind of get in there. Change your shapes. I highly recommend that you get some sort of magnifiers or whatever. I've probably been whittling at this thing for about 25 minutes now. Went past my little sketch lines and just kind of putting some shape in here that is what I think, you know, I want out of my part, and that making it look like the handle that I want. And I'm doing all the filing here and leaving it on the stick to have the stick hold it. So I'll show you what we got. Let me hit this with some sandpaper real quick. So I'm just gonna hold this thing and sand it flat. Take some of the burrs off of this guy. This is what we've got so far. Come on, you can see it. So you can see I'm leaving it on the stick, but basically I cut all of the material away to make this little bracket. And you can make all kinds of little brackets. I got a little bit more shaping that I want to do. This is gonna, like I said, this is gonna be the lever for the driver to pull. That's gonna pull on the cable for the parachute that will come down off the cage. So I'm gonna do a little more shaping here, just some fine tuning. You can see, I mean, it's pretty, come on guy, it's pretty teeny, but you can see right there at the bottom of that eyelet there is where I'm still being held to the piece of material here. So um, you can make this stuff. I probably have about, oh, I would say I've got about maybe 35 minutes in this thing. I figure I'll probably put a couple more minutes in there and then take it off of there and then kind of address that end a little bit. And then it's going to go on there. I'm going to leave it as a raw aluminum handle. And you can get as creative as you want with, you know, these brackets and stuff. And you'd be putting the same amount of work if you were to do this out of styrene. But like I said, styrene can kind of curl and shrivel and stuff over time. So to me, the metal just it already has the metal finish, and it's going to last a little longer. So anyhow, let me flip this camera back around. So yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know if that's something anybody's really didn't know how to do already. If that's something that you even cared to know. But I get the question on how I make some of these little brackets and stuff. This is part of the things that I enjoy about modeling. You know, I don't know, I've never really done anything as far as video. I really should have a camera up top, because some people do it with the camera right here and then you're trying to work around, and I can't do that. So I had it off to the side. But that's just a little, you know, like I said, you could see that real quick that it didn't take that long, and then you ended up making a pretty nice little bracket. In this case, parachute lever. It doesn't take long. You're going to put the same amount of effort into this as you would plastic. It's pretty much very, very basic hand tools is what we're using here, so nothing crazy expensive. I'm sure there's a lot of crazy expensive like tools you can buy, punches or whatnot. I have not run across any punch sets or nothing that small. So this is just something that I've always done, using little drill bits and stuff like that. I'm sure some of your local hobby shops, Amazon's going to be probably very, very affordable on some of those tools. The big thing that I have that probably costs a little more money is the Dremel, but I know you can get some very reasonable ones of these too on like Amazon and places like that. So just a little thing to do that adds a little detail. It's kind of relaxing, it's kind of fun, and I enjoy it. Some people might want to know what the lighter was for. Certain aluminums, I'll hit that with the lighter and just kind of temper it a little bit and kind of anneal it. Makes it a little softer, easier to whittle away and cut, depending on what alloy metal you got. So this stuff here was 6061, and it works really well. It's very easy to machine. You don't need a bunch of power or whatever. Like I said, if you are using these little miniature bits in your pin vices, just go very, very gentle with them. They're very brittle. Try and hold them as straight as you can. I know, you know, we all have the shakes in our hands, especially when you get older. And for me, I've abused all of the joints and stuff in my body. So there's some nerve damage, but just kind of get yourself kind of fixated a little bit where you can steady your palm. I just have a chunk of 2x4, so then I put my hand, you know, down, and I can just work up here. My part's basically up here, and I can just work. And then with the 2x4, if you scratch it, you're not killing your mat. So it just gives you a little height. No big deal. But I'm out of here. I'm gonna get a few more things done, and then wake up in the morning and probably do a little check to see if we got any messages and stuff like that, and probably do a model cars and coffee video. So see you tomorrow, everybody. Peace out.